amount of dollars coming in is going up, but the number of donors is shrinking. So fewer people are giving, and the people who continue to give are giving more. And that's really not sustainable, is it? Because eventually these people aren't going to be around. So no, we are always working. Our work will never, ever, 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 ever be done. And that's why we need volunteers. Because again, we can't know everybody, and our volunteers can't know everybody, so we need people like you making introductions.
Yeah. So speaking of, like, let's say revenue or like the money that's earned each year, have there ever been any years where like it's gone significantly down, or there's like been a dip in the amount of donations, and how do you like combat that and try to improve the next year?
I could talk about that in terms of events. So a couple of years ago, 2024, our Diwali Gala did not do as well. So sponsorship was down, attendance was down, and it was very much because people were becoming less interested and our committee members were less engaged. So what we did to do that is we brought a new committee chair in. He brought some of his own people in, completely changed the game. Then we jumped up to over $500,000. So it really does depend on who has your support, and that's kind of how events go. And it's also knowing that not every event needs to last forever. Some events run their course, and it's okay to sunset them. That's what we call, instead of saying we ended it. But it's really about knowing when it needs to be over and then readjusting. So you say, for example, this year we didn't do our regular golf tournament, but I took all those sponsors and I plopped them into other events that might fit them. And then when we bring back the golf tournament, we'll reintroduce them to that as a new structured event. So it really does, for events, depends on who's you're supporting and keeping things innovative, so then people want to continue.
Sometimes it's not your fault when things go weird. You know, I think there are two opportunities for things to not work out. One, either you or somebody on your team dropped the ball, or there's something sort of circumstantial or unexpected that's happened. COVID's a really great example of that. So what we were raising money for and how the money was coming in almost changed overnight. We went from raising money, or planning to raise money for certain things, and then the hospital called and said, take that, it's off the table. We need beds and we need ventilators because we have COVID now. COVID has shown up on our doorstep. And it also impacted how the money was coming in. So we had, I hope my memory's right on this, but I think remember I talked about those mailing coupons that people get in the mail? Those did crazy good. Because suddenly everybody in the community was like, healthcare, so important.
Yeah.
Let me do my part. So maybe somebody who would normally give $100, or like, I'm gonna give $200. I'm gonna give $50, or I've never given before, and I'm gonna give you more money. The major gift side of things kind of slowed down a little bit because people were a little nervous about what was gonna happen in the economy and the rest of the world. But at the end of the day, we understood what was happening. We checked in with our other foundation partners throughout the province and understood we were not alone in this, like it was a trend. So our board understood, everybody understood what was going on. So that made it easier for us to deal with.
And talking about events too, in that world, COVID, in that world, events obviously couldn't happen.
Yes.
Like all of our big events couldn't happen. So we really had to restructure things. Things went virtual. People were still fundraising, but it was just so different. Like my job during COVID basically was not events. It was
delivering
food. So during COVID, a lot of community members would donate food and food for nurses, staff, any of that. So my job basically became organizing all these deliveries, and we'd get multiple a day and delivering them to each department. That was my job.
How many meals did we have come in? Like I think thousands. Like thousands of meals.
Sometimes it'd be like 300 meals from one place, and I'd have to be like, okay, so pharmacy gets this, and these guys get this. And it was a project management in itself of just figuring out timing, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, every single day, trying to get everybody happy. So at least that way we are able to still keep the community involved in the hospital, and then nursing and the staff really appreciated that going back.